Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being named for his only begotten Son, who the royal Igli calls God, and Jesus Christ. I give double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, and touches truth and will well. And salutations to Jehovah Light, pushing his truth and no honesty and sincerity. It's Brother Yahweh continue lesson spirit power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Lesson going to updates, end times, and events. And here's a article from Markets Insider, and it says, expect one last hurrah for the dollar before a 2023 recession chips away at its dominance, Wells Fargo says. This is more articles letting you know that the dollar is about to be done away with. It's going to end, okay? And they're going to usher in a new currency, and the central banks are all going to digital currency. And that digital currency is going to be issued on on a microchip. All right, so we're getting extremely close to the mark of the beast just being fully rolled out. This is why you had a lot of videos being taken down for those speaking on the RFID technology. You know, systematically they're taking away information that expose their plans. You know, and we've been exposing that for years before they even really came out with it full-fledged on a public platform such as most, big time media. And now they're saying, anti-chippers are the problem as well, along right with the people that are against taking the juice as well. And they're in the same category as being the enemies of the government. Okay, but using this information just brings out the scriptures when it talks about, economic and financial collapses. And there's going to be a great financial collapse here in America, modern day Babylon the Great. Okay, and we're going to get that. So we're going to roll right into it. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. And we'll start at verse 8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahweh God who judgeth her. Okay, so destruction is coming. All right, and it's talking about America, Babylon. Okay, it's the prophecy. And one day, such judgment's going to come. This place is going to be hit with thermonuclear missiles. All right, verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Right, so you're going to have other countries that were allies with this place and that profited and made a lot of money trading that are going to be grieving when they see this place being destroyed, because this is the cash cow of the earth, man. This is the place where they had all the Israelites at the peak of their slavery, and all the other heathen nations benefited off of that. So yeah, they're going to be weeping and wailing. As verse 10, it says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment is come. It's only going to take an hour. That's how fast it's for this thing to go down. Okay, so they're going to see the smoke from the missiles that hit this place, and they're going to be, this is what they're saying, the judgment has come. Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. There you go. So all the people that, all these either heathen nations that made all these billions and trillions of dollars off of this place, it says they'll be weeping and mourning. Okay? And that's besides, of course, you're going to have other nations that are responsible for hitting this place with the missiles. They're not going to be weeping and mourning. They're going to be rejoicing. But you're going to have a lot of other countries that will be upset. Verse 12, it says, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. These are all things that are conducted and used for business transactions out of this place. Okay? So all these things, is what has made all these other nations rich. But in 1 hour, all this shit's going to crash and go down because of the destruction that's going to hit. And you're going to have other financial collapses leading up into the end all be all. We're reading about the end all be all. Okay? Because it says you're going to see the smoke of her torment ascending up. That's from the missiles hitting. So that's the end game. So that's it. And up until that point, they're going to control certain collapses and control certain recessions and things like that to usher in their agendas. And their ultimate agenda is to roll out that mark of the beast. The scriptures talk about no man shall be able to buy or sell, say if he either had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So if you don't have that technology in you, you can't make none of the purchases. Okay? They need to get rid of all other forms that can be used of currency to make purchases. They want one currency. And they're telling you digital, digital, digital. Right? And then they got this other tech that, is supposed to be the most secure form of payment. And where does it go? In your hand and your head. Okay? It says verse 14, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. So they're going to be afraid that the same thing that they see happening to America, that destruction is going to be televised. They're going to be concerned it's going to happen to them next. Scared. Okay? Verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city, that was clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in the ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. Right, so all the heathen nations were made extremely wealthy behind this place. China prospered on one of the most, prosperous. All these heathen nations, Iran, all these countries, Russia, they all were made extremely wealthy from the slavery of this place. The slavery was able to produce all these goods. You had free labor. And the labor was produced from the greatest people on the planet, the Lord's chosen people that had the number one biggest talents. We invented all sorts of things that make the world go round. All these inventions Israelites done came out with. And so they took some of them slaves for themselves too in other countries, other nations. The transatlantic slave trade was a big profit. And you also had a Portuguese slave trade, the Spanish slave trade. So Israelites, that talent, that profit of slavery was moved all over the earth. So yeah, they were made very rich. Okay? It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. Right, so when the destruction comes, the angels and the Israelites, okay, we're going to be rejoicing. The prophets, we're going to be glad at the revenge that's taking place, while the rest of the world will be weeping and wailing. But the point is here, you see all this list of goods. All right, this is a financial economic collapse that's prophesied to happen. It's going to come. So you're going to continue to see more articles about a Great Depression or a recession. The dollar being done away with. A shift. We're going to see more job losses and things like that. More people losing their homes. And ultimately, once they come out with that digital currency that everyone's going to be trying to force to get, you're going to see another major loss. Because you're going to have a lot of people that are not going to be with taking that. Because they hear the words of the Bible and the scriptures. They know what that shit is. They know what that shit is, man. These people go to church. And some of these even Christian churches speak on it. So now everybody's going to be cool with taking it. They're going to be pressured, though. A lot of people are going to break and take it. A lot of people are going to resist it in the beginning. And then they'll break. And they'll fold and take it. These people ain't ready to go homeless. Because that's what it's going to come down to, man. You know, but ultimately, whether you take it or not, what we're reading in the scriptures, no matter what, that ultimate judgment of financial destruction and destruction by fire will come. You can walk around with a chip in your body all you want and think that for a moment you're going to be able to buy and sell. That's just going to be done because the Lord's going to cause this place to get hit by missiles. So you might as well not do it at all, because by taking it, you're going to taste of the fire. You're going to receive damnation. You know? So it's better to just suffer with the bullshit that they throw at you than to suffer from what the Lord's going to throw at you for not listening to him. Fear the Lord more than you fear man. And get ready for this place to go down. With that, I'm going to close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, Natasha's truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopefully that person is truth and all honest sincerity. Shalom.